fantastic truth about Norwegians are that we originate from the bottom of the sea. The most fantastic is that it's true. Take a look here. This is Norway, this is Denmark, this is Great Britain. You see this enormous continent here? It do not exist anymore, but it very much did so 12,000 years ago, because of what I explained to you, that the sea level was lower. This is basically the bottom of the North Sea, and here lived our ancestors. How do we know that? Of course, fishing boats have picked up tools and everything, even mammoth tooths, but we could not be sure that it was Norwegians, could have been Scottish. But here is where we have the Norwegian oil industry on the seabed, and Norwegian oil divers has worked down here for 50 years. In 1991 they obtained a complete skull, including teeth. From the roots of the teeth you can extract protein that can give you a complete DNA. Then we knew for sure that also Norwegians have lived here. Then we crossed the Norwegian Trench on the ice, probably came up here and settled here 11,600 years ago. So we are basically Northern Europeans, like many of you. Where do you come from, by the way?
Technically here, but America right now.
America. You come technically from here?
Yeah, like 4 generations.
Okay. And you?
Canada.
Canada. I lived in Canada. In the Special Force in Petawawa. The Airborne Regiment. Okay, and you? Philippines? And you? Sir? Where do you live now? In Seattle. And you in the back? Germany. Okay, and I'm very local from that island. Okay, wonderful. You're half Norwegian. Be proud. We are very rare, you know. Only 5 million people. This continent, we call it Doggerland, after the fishing bank Doggerbank, which is only 20 meters depth even today. This continent existed until 8,200 years ago. Then on the west coast of Norway, a piece of Norway fell into the Atlantic Sea because of an earthquake. This piece was not very small, it was bigger than Iceland. It's the world's biggest landslide into the sea, and it made also a 50-meter high tsunami wave that flooded this area, broke the land bridge between England and France, and opened up the English Channel to get rid of the water. So here we can really talk about Brexit. And that of course was the end of it. Even half of the people in Norway died. There is a program on BBC History Channel about this called Doggerland, the Lost Paradise. You can look into it if you like, with Attenborough. Alright, now you know a little bit more how the landscape is made, where the people come from. You probably heard that we have Sami people in Norway also. They do not originate from this area. They came from the Mongolian area a little bit later, 9,000 years ago. Together with those who live in Finland, Estonia and Hungary, they all belong to the Finnish-Ugric language group. I'm not saying they come exactly from the same place, but the same language area. Yeah. Okay. You see we have a salmon farm there. That's a huge industry in Norway. We feed Europe with fish. Every day we export 33 million dinners. 15 million of that is salmon. And most of it is produced here in this county. And you know, when you produce 1 kilogram of beef, you need 8 kilograms of concentrate. When we produce 1 kilogram of salmon, you just need 1 kilogram of concentrate. And nearly no CO2 is produced. And no antibiotics are used, they are totally forbidden. So it's a huge industry in Norway. Third largest export after gas and oil is fish. Do you have any questions for me? Yes?
The salmon farming, is that the wild salmon or that's the very low?
Well, the wild salmon has been gone for 50 years, even before we started, a very small amount. It's just for tourist fishery, has no commercial interest. But there has been problems when the salmon escape up to the rivers because it carries lice. So that may infect the wild salmon. But the wild salmon is basically gone all over the world. And I don't think we can ever get it back. We have to be realistic. It's just like we cannot feed the world without fertilizer. I'm an agriculture doctor. The production will drop with 50%. Okay, 1 billion will die. Will be like that.
There you go.
You know, these eagles can live for 50 years. And they mate for life. And here in Huda we have the highest concentration in the whole world. We have 800 eagles, 85 nesting couples around this town. This was the area where they survived and they were almost distinguished in the whole world. And everyone that's in England and Scotland and so on originate from here. They have 3 times as strong eyes as we have. They can see in colors. And they also have polaroid eyes, so they can spot a fish down in the sea from a kilometer above. They lay their eggs in the beginning of April. They incubate for 35 days. And even the male participate in the incubation. Hatch in May, and 70 to 80 days after hatching the eaglets can fly. You can get maximum of 2 eaglets. So now she's hunting. 3 times as strong eyes, imagine that.
What species of fish are they hunting for?
And they do not only hunt fish, you know. Reindeer, calves, lamb, fox, hare, whatever they can. They are a bird of prey. But also, of course, all kind of cod, pollock, cod. They can lift a fish of 8 kilograms out of the sea. 8 kilograms.
How much do they weigh?
Maximum 8 kilograms. But you know, when they come touch and go, they cannot swim, you know. So they cannot land on the sea. It's just touch and go when they have lift. You should see them taking a fox that maybe is 20 kilograms. Especially when it's a little windy. You see the white shows that it's fully grown.
Wow.
That's the white tail after 4 years when it's sexually mature.
Is that male or female?
I can't tell from distance, but the female is slightly bigger.
cause all the current in this world. Yes, my question is what's going on below the surface that's causing all that water to come up in this direction?
Exactly, very good question. This fjord continues inwards 100 kilometers, widens out, becomes really big, and it's 500 meters deep at the deepest. Under the bridge there is only 30 meters depth. The tide difference in here is 2 meters in average, but 4.7 has been measured. Now, the upper water, and to fill and empty the fjord during high and low tide, 400 million cubic meters has to pass through this narrow opening. And the water in the upper 30 meters we can reach a speed up to 24 knots. But most of the water will hit this underwater threshold. This is the old moraine, you know, has nearly blocked this entrance. So, and when it hits this moraine, it will be slowed down and then it will come up. So in the collision between this water and this water, the whirlpools are made. They can become 10 meters in diameter and 5 meters deep at the most. So small boats and tourists has gone down there. Luckily wise, we have a lot of tourists. Just kidding.
There's the same phenomenon on the Niagara River in North America.
Yeah, I'm sure you have, yeah. But this also lifts up the food from the bottom of the fjord, keeps it floating around, which attracts the fish and the birds and the tourists, in that order. And the biggest fish caught on a fishing row here is 173 kilograms. That was a halibut, of course. And last year we landed more than 150 halibuts here, above 100 kilograms. So this is known to be the place for the big catch. But this is also very famous for its diving, because we have a coral reef down here. And all the nutrition and all the oxygen that's brought in with the current makes it a fantastic coral reef. So National Geographic, you see they are diving there. So National Geographic has said this is the best cold water diving spot in the world. And you know, if you look out of the window of your floating hotel, which I recommend you to do, you may see that we have fantastic white sandy beaches up here. And those are coral beaches. Because so far we have mapped 200,000 coral reefs up here. And we also have the world's biggest deep water coral reef not so far from here. So when they are pushed up in this base, they make these beautiful white sandy beaches, which we only have north of Trondheim. And that's also one of the main reasons why the cod comes down from the Barents Sea to breed in Lofoten every year, where we still have the world's biggest cod fishery going on from January to May.
What's visibility like for divers going down the sea?
Very, very good. Maybe 30 meters. Because it's so cold water, no algae, no pollution, no nothing. Now it's plus 6 degrees centigrade. But in the winter, plus 4.
So none of this water freezes.
Never. Because of cold and current.
Are we going back there again?
What?
Are we going back there again?
Yeah, don't you think so? We should do that.
I think we should.
Hey. I'll bring you back to this.